back to Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Alright guys, it's about 7 p.m. Eastern time, and the price of Bitcoin is at $112,210. Yesterday we had the weekly candle close, and we closed bullish. We were able to close above the 21 moving average. Right now, it's currently at $109,279, and so far for the new weekly candle, even though we're only a day in, it's also green. So this kind of shows that maybe we could probably continue going up from here. The stochastics are starting to reset. We're getting below the dotted line here, but we still might need about 2 weeks or so before we could really start making a bow shape here and start coming back up. But right now the weekly chart does look good. You guys know I have this in a falling wedge, and so far we've been tracing it perfectly, and now it looks like we're even starting to break out a little bit. So let's see what ends up happening with that. Now if we head over to the 2-day chart, we can see that the stochastics did reset, and we're already starting to point up, which is starting to reclaim the 50 moving average, which is at 112,140. Now on the daily chart here, the stochastics continue to go up. We're still below the dotted line. Hopefully we do not roll over here. We're able to get way above the dotted line and possibly drag here for a couple of days. Here I have a possible inverted head and shoulder. We're already kind of like at the neckline now, so soon maybe hopefully we could continue to break up, and we are above the 100 moving average. We are above the 21 moving average, which is at $111,608. Now what we want to do is get above this 80 moving average, and then above this 50 moving average, which is at $114,913. Now if this inverted head and shoulder plays out, this could take us as high as $117,850, close to 118k. That's where I think we could go, and before maybe we get rejected, then maybe test the 21 moving average again, since the stochastics are starting to get a little toppy. But hopefully we could continue to go higher than that. Now on the other time frames, like the 22-hour time frame, we never came down. We started to roll back up. Now we are getting a little toppy here, but we were able to reclaim the 200 moving average at $111,925. Let's see if we could gain support here and possibly get up a higher and reclaim all these moving averages. On the 10-hour chart and on the 8-hour chart, we're starting to get, not too top in the stochastics. We still have room to go, but we need to reclaim this 200 moving average as soon as possible. This one on the 8 hours currently at 114,874. Now on the 4-hour chart, this is where I originally created that inverted head and shoulder that could break us out close to 118k, and so far we've been tracing it perfectly. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I obviously drew in this shoulder before these patterns were in here, but we're technically still in line here. The stochastics are starting to get toppy, so possibly we will come back down to this 21 moving average at 111,144, but this time we must make sure that we do not break it. We stay above it and then start climbing up above this 200 moving average. Once we could get above this 200 moving average with strength, then this is where I really start to get a lot more bullish. Now on the 1-hour chart, stochastics are on the way down. We still have some more room to continue going down a little bit, but we are above the 21 moving average. We tested it here. That was 111,880, and this kind of looks like we're doing some type of a falling wedge here, and that's probably already breaking out. But let's see what the measured move of this would be. It looks like we might have 2 measured moves. We have a more conservative one here. We also have another one that if we do break out could take us up a lot higher. So the more conservative move will take us to about 113,148, and the bigger move, if we're more bullish, could take us to 113,980, pretty much 114k. So that's close to the 200 moving average there on the 4-hour chart. Let's see if those play out. And on the 15-minute chart here, we see that the stochastics are toppy. We're rolling over. This kind of does look like it could be a head and shoulder pattern though. Left shoulder, head, and maybe we're forming the right shoulder. If we lose this 21 moving average, we come down and actually lose this 80 moving average, which is at 111,927. That could trigger the head and shoulder pattern, and the measured move to that will probably take us back down to this 200 moving average at 111,310, which isn't too bad as long as we stay above 110k. So let's just put this out here as well, just in case. Shoulder, head, and this is a possible right shoulder. Not 100% that it could play out, but if it does, measured move, yeah, this will pretty much take us down to the 200 moving average or possibly below. So let's see. We have a short and we have a couple longs here, but I am leaning more long. I do think that we're in more of a bullish bullish sentiment here. So as long as we could stay above 110k, guys, I really believe that we could continue this range between 110 120. I'm calling for us to get to the late 117s, close to 118k for right now. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.